Underneath the bridge, the tarp has sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped have all become my pets. And I'm living off of grass and the drippings from the ceiling. It's okay to eat fish, 'cause they don't have any feelings. Something in the way, something in the way, yeah. Something in the way. Hey guys, Utah Steve here, back for another overnight adventure. Can you believe how many I've done this year? It's been unreal. Right now I am sitting in the Serengeti, deep in Africa, testing the brains. It's gonna take 100 men or more to drag me away from you, something like that. Anyway, no, I'm not really in the mountains yet. I'm in a little town called Camas at the mouth of the Uinta Mountains. And here's where I'm sitting. We got us a grocery store and a fancy gas station and lots and lots and lots of cars. So the reason I'm sitting here is I beat Mr. Tmax up here, and normally that doesn't happen. I'm usually the one who's late, and it's not a big deal. He just forgot a few things and had to grab them on his way out. He was frustrated when he called me and said he still hadn't left Salt Lake. So I'm just gonna chill here in the parking lot and take a nap. I don't know if you can tell how bloodshot my eyes are. I have been awake since yesterday about 1 p.m. maybe 2 p.m. and it's now 11:30 a.m. the next day. Courtesy of my work schedule and taking care of my two little boys. So this is Labor Day weekend 2017, and we are headed up to the 10,000 foot level for some car camping. Why not backpacking? Well, I will explain that when we get up there. There's a very valid reason, and it involves this leg brace. We'll discuss that in a few minutes. Right now, I'm going to take advantage of this time that I'm waiting for Mr. Tmax, and I'm going to take a nap. Well, boys and girls, we are here. It is crowded, but where we're going, people don't like to go and pretty much can't go with the trailer like that one. So, Mr. Tmax is ahead of me because I was daydreaming listening to an audiobook and took a wrong turn. So hopefully he's down this road. Oh, what is that mess? Okay, we're going that way. Now, the reason we're coming up here, this is the same area in one of our previous videos where we got high altitude sickness a bit, and the reason we're coming up here is Labor Day weekend is packed. This is one place where I know we won't be bothered if we drive in far enough with our four-wheel drive. So just a little further up the road here is where we camped last time, and we're going to go in a little bit further than that. bottomed out a little bit back there, and then I got stuck, threw it in four-wheel drive, and we're on our way. And just like I predicted, it's not too, wow, that's a big hole.
That's what he said.
We're not too crowded down in here. I'm just hoping Mr. Tmax is actually down here. This is where we plan to go. And I saw him turn off. When he wants to go somewhere, he just goes for it. So, hopefully... Oh, there we go. Alright. Hopefully he's down here. Ooh, mud. Yeah. Heck yeah. That was fun. Alright. Slow down, rocks. So this is the former campsite that we were at when... Whoops. When we... oh, shit. There it is. I forgot about that rock. This is where we were when we... got the altitude sickness. In fact, there's our fire pit.
You want to try to like, just thought we could go like butt to butt and kind of encircle our camp.
That's a good idea.
Can't see us as much from the road.
Yeah,
So
just block it.
Trees on one side.
Put a wall up.
And then if people come over, then we can get mad.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yep. So that's what we'll do. I found him.
Oh,
he's right there. It was got pretty rocky there for a little bit. He's sitting right here. A little further this way is that meadow that I hiked in the last video that I did with him. No, a couple videos ago. Whatever. Anyway, there's a family camp down there, and they're kind of a-holes. They weren't very friendly at all. And most people who camp a lot are friendly, so I don't think they camp a lot. Anyway, we found a good spot way down in there that we're going to barricade with our vehicles so that nobody else gets any smart ideas. Here's our situation. With our vehicles, I hit a couple of doozies driving in, but I don't see anything leaking, so that's always good. Here's our fire pit. Currently, Joe's trying to find a place for his hammock, and I am going to look for a place for a tent. So here's a 360. Nice forested area, lots and lots of trees, lots of green ground cover. Mr. Tmax right in the middle of it at no extra charge.
Well, I'm a gift for the trip.
You're the gift?
The gift, yeah.
That's what we'll call you this camp out. You'll be the gift.
You're the gift,
and I'll be the
gift.
gimp. So here it is. Here is my leg brace that I hinted at. I broke my kneecap. Not massively, but enough. So I have to wear this. This weekend was actually going to be climbing Ben Lomond in Ogden and camping behind it. We were both going to hoof it to the top. Just a few days ago, my knee swelled up really big, like softball size. I went to an Instacare and expected them to say, you know, gout or something like that. And it turned out to be an actual break in my kneecap. So I don't know how I did it. I don't know if it happened. They don't know if it was an old break that got agitated from a hike I went on, or if it was a stress break from hiking. Whatever it was, it's there. Here's a picture of it on the x-ray. Let's see, here's a quick tour from my hammock perspective. Over here you have Joe's hammock setup. Over there is my tent. I have taken my brace off to relax in the hammock. It took me a long time to set up my stuff with that brace on. Joe's over there. He's got a new stove and another stove, and he's just chilling.
Set.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have some good food.
Yep. Decent weather, just passing clouds. It's just beautiful out here.
77.
77 degrees.
Okay.
Nice. So right now we're just kind of relaxing for a little bit before we dive into like the dinner situation, and I'm tired. I'll give you a tour of my tent and his hammock and all that stuff in a little bit. I just have to recuperate from setup. It just exhausted me. Yeah. So how is it?
It's pretty amazing, I gotta admit.
I think I laid. How long was I in my hammock? Like an hour.
Probably.
It's hard to get out of them. They're so
Oh
comfy.
man.
Nice.
Oh, it works. It feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta adjust that underquilt some more, but
Yeah.
it's my first time. I'm a quilt virgin. I need to tighten it up so it kind
I
of
can
holds up
tell.
more.
By how, you'd never know by how loose it is. So here's my Spitfire. I love this tent. One day I will marry it.
One day we'll marry it.
Yes.
Totally.
So he's right there and my tent's right here. And the hammock is just to lounge in. I'm thinking it would have been nice to sleep in that, but my knee has a tendency to want to bend the wrong direction in it, so wouldn't have been good. So here's my setup instead. Now, as you can see, I have had to resort to sticks as stakes in a couple of places. There's another one over here. And that is because I did not bring all my stakes. I thought I did. The rest of it's anchored down normally, so it's in a good spot. This actually has a vestibule that zips up and there's space here. I've already done a video on this tent. I'm just going to kind of show you my sleeping accommodations tonight. So here we go. Here's the inside. Nice and roomy. Perfect for me. I've got the Outdoorsman Lab inflatable sleep pad, and this pillow is just a down pillow from my couch that I really like. This is the Outdoor Vitals Airy 30. Now it's actually a cocoon that goes around my hammock, but it can be double as a sleeping bag. I've never used it. It's down, and that is what I'll be sleeping in tonight. I wanted to use it on my hammock, but as I've stated, I can't really sleep in a hammock tonight. Or for a while. Now this received a little bit of damage from some fire embers a while back. I'm gonna have to have that repaired, which won't be a big deal. But there you go. There's my Spitfire. This is where I will be tenting tonight. And Joe sounds like he discovered something surprising.
I was laying in the wrong direction.
Oh.
My feet are supposed to be over there. I was wondering why there was so much pressure on the net.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's more comfortable.
I had that same problem with my mirrors. Like, why is there so much pressure on my head? And then it wasn't there anymore, and I was like, oh, that's what it was.
That's sad.
Sorry. I need to quit with the bad marriage jokes. It's not fair. It's not nice. Look how beautiful and green this is all through here. It's pretty amazing. Now I am wearing camp sandals. I still have my socks on. Forgive me. I know it's quite the fashion statement, but oh, Joe has a good time with his hammock over there, trying to figure out how to sleep. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna walk down here and just see what there is. I have to take it slow and steady, and I'll be fine. So it is the beginning of September. The temperatures have not dropped yet. It still feels like summer. It is still summer. School's back in session. My kids are back in school, and every other weekend I can get out by myself, and every other weekend I can do something with them. So this is the off weekend, and I'll probably take them camping soon so that they can get out and enjoy what's left of actual summer, not the school's version of summer. Before the colder weather starts setting in. I'm looking forward to autumn camping. When it cools off and the leaves fall and it just has that smell in the air. I'm really looking forward to that. I got a haircut today. I know it's very close to the head, but you know, I don't have much to brag about anymore. Up there. You can hear the highway over that way. It's quite a ways over there. It's maybe half a mile. A lot of deadfall. Look at all these huge old trees that have probably just been laying here for years. Now, I brought my trail camera, but I cannot figure out what happened to the SD card. So, chances are we're going to have some wildlife through our camp, and the reason I know that is every time I bring the trail camera and set it up, we don't get much. But every time I forget it, a giant moose walks through my camp and snorts at my tent. This. Look at that guy. This looks like it goes down into a nice clearing. It's really frustrating to me that I can't just hoof it down there and check it out. I have to go easy. The reality is that the backpacking season for me is probably done for the year. Depends on if I have to have surgery on my knee. So the remainder of the year is going to be car camping. I can't even go hiking really much. A lot of the hikes I had planned, mountains in my area that I wanted to reach the peaks and check out the views and make awesome videos of it. Everything kind of came to a halt when the doctor said, your kneecap's broken. So it's been discouraging, I'll be honest. I've been joking about it and trying to make light of it, but it really is discouraging to have to slam on the brakes. I want to sleep in my hammock, and my knee bends the wrong way in the hammock, so I'm sleeping in the tent, and I love the tent, but the hammock takes all the pressure off my back, and it's really comfortable, and I really love it. I still haven't been able to use my bug net with it that I got. So it's been a bit discouraging to be immobile. Now, I'm not crippled, and it's not going to last forever, and I'm not making fun of anyone by saying that. I'm just saying that I have to keep my spirits up and be grateful for my health. And these things happen, especially if you're active in any kind of sport. You're going to injure yourself at some point. So this looks like the perfect place for wildlife to cut through to me. Hoping I can figure out what I did with that SD card. So check this out. This is a pull tab A&W root beer can, and the tabs that we now have on soda have been around since the 1980s, so I'm willing to bet this is a late 1970s, early 1980s A&W root beer. And I don't want to give away too much, but I do remember that design when I was a kid. But I also remember those pull tabs that would always break off, which is why they came up with a better design that we have now. Anyway, This was embedded in the ground and I pulled it out, and perhaps with its condition it was sitting there for literally decades. I just thought that was really neat. Mr. Tmax is, I don't know, what are you doing?
Actually, I came over here and forgot, so I've been looking in the back of my Jeep trying to remember.
All right. So he's getting Alzheimer's, and in the meantime, I've got a tarp right there, and we're going to hang it up. I'm going to hang it up in these trees right here, so it kind of comes out this way. So we have a shelter of some kind to place items like our stove and things under, our packs, whatever. Not necessarily for rain. It looks pretty good, but the sun, pine needles, sap, squirrel crap. Remember last time?
Oh yeah, right onto my food bag.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of. And in my travels, I found this cool peacock lighter.
I want to see your peacock.
Watch your language, son.
It's just a song. Right now, Joe's thermometer shows 68 degrees.
About right.
And mine shows 70.
Somewhere in
They're
there.
a couple degrees off from each other, but close enough. You get the idea.
Can we call it 69?
69. I'm going to figure this tarp situation. So we have added another element to our camp. The dining / cooking area has been improved vastly with the use of my hammock
I'm liking it.
tarp. Yeah, very cool. We're in porch mode kind of, and
Since we're going to be here 2 nights, it's worth putting in a little extra effort, you know, to
absolutely make it comfortable.
make it comfy.
So these are my new trekking poles. These are brand new. I've not even hiked with them yet, but I brought them for, yeah, like I'm going to get.
And now we're getting dirty.
And my knees are broken, and you know.
Yeah.
But look, they
that's
still
all.
serve a purpose. A lot of blue. That's just what I do.
That's your theme.
Hey, you know what? You're all in blue. You totally match my setup, dude.
All right, that's it. I'm going to go put my camo on.
That's right.
I have some good.
Which, as you can see, is his flavor.
Yep, tarp.
So here is my setup in my car. I know you're not super excited about this. Most of my gear is in this tub. It was very easy. I just threw everything I needed in here from the list I made and tossed it in the car. My clothes I threw in a backpack, and then the rest is just the cooler, some water. So everything's kind of self-contained, doesn't take up a lot of space. The reason that's significant is when I get home, everything just goes in one box. I drag it into my house where it belongs, and that's it. I don't have to dig through stuff endlessly to put my gear away, because I usually get home pretty exhausted and don't really feel like unpacking the car, and I've made that mistake more than once and left important things out in the car for way too long. And Mr. Tmax is in charge of dinner tonight. He's going to supply us with a delicious meal of I have no idea what. Look at this cooler. My parents had a cooler like this in the 1970s when I was tiny. I used to fit in it. This is like almost identical, except I think ours didn't have a lid. Where did you find this cooler?
Huh?
Where did you find this cooler?
Well, from just someone locally in Salt Lake.
Really?
Used, yeah.
That is so cool. It's just in mint condition. That is a very old cooler.
As old as me.
Joe is getting his tarp set up. I wish we could see it. Freaky
That's in pretty good, huh?
camouflage. Yeah, especially with all this green. It's pretty cool. So, peeking inside his hammock. We're like insects,
We're kind of like in our pods.
dwelling in cocoons.